Hey everybody, welcome to the GameFront podcast. I'm your host Ron Whitaker, this managing editor of GameFront. With us today we've got senior editor Phil Hornshaw.
Hey.
Video producer Mitchell Saltzman.
Hey, howdy, hey.
And the always imitated but never duplicated, the real James Heaney.
That's me.
Or is it an imposter?
It's me. It's me for real.
It's difficult.
Verified on Twitter like an AMA.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like the first big week of the fall gaming season. Most of you that are listening to this, and most of the people in this podcast, you're playing Destiny. As you guys might know, nobody got early access to play Destiny, and so Phil has been playing a bunch, working on a review, and if you've watched any of our streams on Twitch, you know that James was playing on Wednesday. So, you guys, tell me what you think. Phil, what about Destiny? Is it $500 million worth of marketing good?
Oh my god. No. In a single word, no, it's not. I cannot believe this is what $500 buys you in AAA gaming, $500 million buys you in AAA gaming. It's a little early today for this podcast. I haven't had all the coffee I need yet. But anyway, that's not to say it's not fun. Okay, let's go ahead and preface all this by saying I actually was not expecting to enjoy Destiny. I didn't have all that much fun in the beta, and my entire first day I played purely by myself, and it's just Peter Dinklage spouting nonsense at me, and I'm just running around shooting dudes, like, okay, and then there's another set of guys to shoot, and then there's another guys to shoot, and it's like, okay, I'm bored. Then, in day 2, I started, expanding. I played a little bit with Mitch and James. That was really great. I started playing in the multiplayer. I got into some of the later levels that are a lot better. I've been having fun. The game grew on me for sure. There are a lot of really cool things about it, and all that said, though, $500 million, what did they spend it on? I have no idea. Was it the voice talent that they had record a single line each person? They have, huge names in this game, like Peter Stormare and Nathan Fillion and Gina Torres, just tons of people that are recognizable in this game saying one line when you pick up a quest, and it's like, I just don't get it. I'm not sure why this game was this expensive. And if this is the inflated budgets that AAA is talking about when they're like, oh man, games are too expensive and we can't compete and whatever, and used gaming is killing gaming. If this is the kind of game that you make when you have $500 million to make a game, then AAA gaming, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to survive, man. It's weird. Over to Mitchell and James.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Destiny mechanically is super sound. The shooting is fantastic. I talked with Phil about it. I think the melee is some of the best feeling melee attacking in first person shooters. It always feels like it tracks right to the face. So if you're a hunter, it's like you're always sticking your knife right between the eyes of someone, which is a super awesome feeling.
It's auto-aim. Destiny has the most forgiving auto-aim of possibly any game I've ever experienced in my life. It's ridiculous. I'm cracking off headshots going, I didn't even look at that dude. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
But it feels, it's fun.
Yeah,
it feels good when you're able to pop headshots left and right. And also just the music is fantastic. It looks gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's
the vistas in particular. If you just look out into the distance, it's just jaw dropping how beautiful it is at times.
Right.
And just.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, everything about Destiny, it's really good, in terms of polish and all that stuff. The problem is that what Phil says, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Dinklage tells you to go to a place, you go to a place, you shoot a bunch of dudes, you put Dinklage into you put Dinklage into some sort of computer thing, he activates something, you go to another place, shoot a bunch of dudes, and then you complete the mission, then you beat a boss, and then you go to another area and you do the same thing. And there's very little context as to why you're going to these places, why you're putting Dinklage into this computer thing. And it's just, as far as the story goes, it's really disappointing.
The story is absolutely garbage. I don't even understand how they pretended that they had a story in this game at all. It's ridiculous.
But wait, hold on. Wait a second. I thought this was a deep world with tons of lore and, all these things for us to explore.
I mean, there is. It's just completely, incomprehensible because you have no context into any of the things that Dinklage is talking about.
It's fascinating because it's like Bungie doesn't care, or they don't think that you'll care, or they're afraid that if they get too lore-y, you're going to go, oh, this is nerdy, I don't care, and you're going to put the game down. So they've stripped out the lore to the point where it's just Dinklage saying, oh, you have to go to Mars and fight the Cabal at the Vault of Tears, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. None of these words make sense. I don't have the dictionary that you're working off of right now, okay? You started the game by being resurrected from being dead, which no one ever mentions again. And then, so Dinklage is like, you're going to be confused because you've been dead for years and all these things have changed. And then he never explains anything. It's crazy.
Like, I don't understand. If you've been dead...
that's not even like a thing. Like, we don't even know what that's about. He's just like, he finds you on the ground and resurrects your body, and then you have to go pick up a gun and shoot a bunch of dudes. That's Destiny.
That seems like a really haphazard way to do things. I mean,
half-assed is the word I would use.
No, but I mean, not even from the game design standpoint, but just from the common sense standpoint.
It's weird.
Right?
I mean, there's lore.
Just think about it. Think about it. Here's Peter Dinklage, or Ghost, whatever he's called. He's flying around resurrecting people just indiscriminately. He probably resurrected 2 axe murderers or something. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know, man. They need soldiers, I guess. But, I mean, and there is a ton of lore. We should say, I mean, there are definitely interesting ideas under the surface here of some kind of fantasy story, because this is definitely a fantasy story, not a sci-fi one, despite the look of it. But you never know what it is, and if you really want to go find out, you're always collecting these grimoire cards, oh, I killed a certain dude, or I completed a certain mission. You get a grimoire card, and it sounds like a codex, like a Mass Effect codex, where you're going to go look through, and you've got a glossary, and it explains everything, right? Except it's not in the game. It's incomprehensible. You have to go to Bungie.net to read these lore cards, and who wants to go read a wiki about the game you're playing? It's so weird. It's such a weird way to deliver. Yeah, exactly. It's such a weird way to deliver on the world, and to be, an MMO style shooter that's supposed to be huge and far reaching, and that you're supposed to play over and over again, and that you complete the story, but you want to stay in the world. If you're trying to make that kind of game, if you're trying to make it that immersive, why would you then undercut your every attempt to make the world feel larger than just you shooting guys? I don't understand. It just blows my mind. I'm shocked and appalled. I really wish I knew what was going on in this game, because I'm having fun shooting the things, but I get bored shooting the things all by myself. The thing that made Halo for me, and you can't not directly compare Destiny and Halo. They are so similar. They could be the same franchise. They're basically this is like Halo Next Gen. It feels like Halo.
Guns feel like Halo. Yeah. Enemies react like enemies react in Halo. Vehicles feel like Halo.
Even the locations, it all feels like Halo. The thing that Halo does is actually makes even if you're confused, there's weight to your actions. Oh man, the Covenant are a big deal. Oh man, you see your soldiers being gunned down. Oh man, there's this alien thing that threatens the whole universe, and this whole planet that you're on, this whole ring world, is actually a big weapon, and you have to cross the whole thing to go turn off a button. They sound like, whatever video game constructs, but when you're doing them, you feel important. You feel like, okay, I have to contribute to this right now. When you play Destiny, Dinklage is like, we have to go to the place, and there's darkness, and we have to talk to the Traveler, and you don't know what any of it means, so it doesn't matter. And so there's no reason to continue. If you get bored of the shooting, which is fully possible, because even though there are new enemies on every single planet, eventually they're all pretty similar. It all comes down to shooting guys in the head. If you get bored of that, then
not
sorry.
for the Vex.
Well, yeah, the Vex, you have to shoot them in the stomach, not the head, because that's where the critical is. But, I mean, ultimately, you're switching out guns, but it's all the same kind of mechanic. And if you get tired of that mechanic, then there's nothing to keep you here. And that's a huge bummer because it's clearly giant. And why, I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't want people to get into it.
Well, I mean...
Sorry, moving on.
Let me ask you a question. One of the big sort of comparisons that was made with Destiny by a lot of people when it was being shown off, prior to launch was, it's like Borderlands. It's like Borderlands. Is it like Borderlands?
Oh, yeah, no, it's exactly like Borderlands. Well, okay.
Yeah, that's what I compare it most to, is
go ahead,
the Borderlands experience. I feel like it's most fun when you're playing with people. I do enjoy shooting stuff and not knowing the story. It hasn't bothered me so much. I really enjoy the game. I feel like it's pretty easy. But yesterday when I did the first strike with Mitch and Phil, that was a lot more difficult. So that's kind of exciting to know that they're going to up the difficulty later in the game quite a bit.
You absolutely have to turn up the difficulty. Absolutely. If you play it at anything that's if you play at your level or below, it's no fun at all. I was playing hard missions yesterday, and I was like, "Oh man, here's the game I wanted to play." It's totally different. It's totally different because you don't just steamroll everybody.
I don't really have a problem winning for a change. It's kind of refreshing. But then when I see the hard difficulty, I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is a game." It's not like an interactive movie that I can just glide through.
Right.
Well, here's the thing, with Destiny. Because of the fact that Crucible levels you up as well as single player, if you start playing Crucible before you finish, the campaign missions, you're going to be over leveled for the campaign missions.
Yeah.
So if you play Crucible and then jump back into the regular game and play it on normal, you're going to be two-shotting pretty much everything that you come across because you're going to have better weapons due to the Crucible. You get better weapons by playing the Crucible. There's a random chance after each match that you're going to get a really nice reward. And so you kind of have to up the difficulty and in order to make it, I don't know, maybe I'm not the same as James, but I don't have fun when I'm one and two shotting everything.
When your face rolling?
Yeah.
I mean, you expect it to be challenging because you're like, okay, well, it's about my level, but it's not. Yeah. It's if it's at your level, then you're probably too strong.
One of the nice things about Destiny is that there are times where it just floods the place with enemies, and if you're actually taking damage from those enemies, it's exciting. You gotta run to cover. You gotta make sure that you shoot all the guys coming from your sides, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a very fast. I mean, it's a Halo style shooter, so it's an active, movement-oriented shooter, and that's great. It does those things very well, and those battles can be really fun, provided that they are actually challenging. If you are not challenged, it gets boring in a hurry. But the mechanics are really sound, like Mitchell said.
So, I mean, what do you think is next? I mean, is people are saying if you play 20, 30 levels, that the game gets really good. It gets good at the end, they say. That's what I've been reading from people.
I'm about to do that, so we're going to find out. But, yeah, I mean...
Sort of outside the Destiny question, I mean, does anybody else kind of have a problem with that?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of, like you said, the comparisons to Borderlands... I think at some level, it's obviously, you can compare it to Borderlands. It's a 4-player co-op, or it's a co-op shooter. Enemies take forever to bring down, and it's all it's about improving your character. But at the same time, a lot of it feels more like an MMO. You're doing a lot of gathering. You're doing a lot of kill X amount of Y enemy. You're doing a lot of stuff. Feels like it's in preparation for the end game, the post 20 play. So yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the stuff is actually going to be familiar to people who play MMOs and might feel a little strange for someone who's used to playing Borderlands, so to speak, or Halo or Call of Duty and all that stuff.
I think it's good, honestly. I think it's good that the end game stuff is the most interesting because I've been playing Destiny pretty heavily for the last couple days. I only got it on Tuesday. Today is Friday. This is 9 a.m. Friday, right? I'm about to finish the campaign, and it's only been like 2 days, right? So having a lot of endgame content, I think, is good. It's actually, I think, probably the right choice because you fly through the rest of it, and if it gets you, like, I feel like I've been trained through the course of the game to kind of be ready for the cooler shit at the end, which I think is good. Like now that we're done caring about this story that doesn't make any sense, let's move on to the raids and the really exciting stuff. When we played the strike mission yesterday, which is really hard, 3 or 4 player co-op dungeon raid basically, that was awesome. That was super fun. I had a great time with that. So if it's more of that, that's great. I want it to be challenging and provide cool rewards and stuff. That said, I don't know if I feel like there's not like enough to keep me all that engaged long term. I'm gonna have to mess with it this weekend and see if it carries me through the weekend because as it stands, unless you're right, Ron, and what people are saying is that it gets awesome at the end, I feel like I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Just Crucible forever? Like, which is fun. Well, I like the Crucible, but
well, I think they actually are. They are playing a lot of post-release content as well. I don't know if
I just saw
looked,
the list.
But Bungie has like a whole schedule of things that they're offering pretty much like every week, and one of them is like a brand new raid. One of them is like a new mode in the Crucible.
Right.
And they all offer
weekend playlist this weekend, or a whole weekend new mode in Crucible, I believe, this weekend.
Yeah. So I mean, if they do stuff like that throughout, like that's awesome. If it's free, like if they're not going to be paying, or if you're not going to be charging for new raids against new bosses, like that's going to be super awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're able to do. And also there's I don't know exactly what it is, but there's like a strike playlist. I don't know if you've unlocked it, Phil, right?
I did. I've unlocked everything at this point. So
yeah, so that's something that I think we should take a look at because that seems pretty promising. I want to see what that is.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Destiny's basically an MMO. I mean, it's a shooter.
It really is. Like, I feel like they tried to stay away from that, but it is definitely.
Yeah, they kept calling it, what do they call it? A shared world shooter?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I mean, from all reports and from what you guys are saying, it's basically an MMO with, Peter Dinklage standing in for the Quest NPCs, which is both disturbing and kind of cool at the same time. But, like, it didn't launch with a lot of content. I mean...
I'd argue there's a fair amount of... I haven't maxed out the game, even though I finished the campaign. Well, that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, but I mean
this isn't Sims 4, Ron.
I know. I'm saying compared to other MMOs.
Uh-huh.
Sure, okay.
It didn't launch with a ton of content. So, and to what Phil was just saying, he's wondering if the game will carry him through the weekend. And so my question for you guys is pretty simple. Do you think that Destiny will be able to hold on? Like, they sold a ton of copies, or at least that. Let me be clear on that. They shipped a ton of copies. Okay, the $500 million figure that they threw around for their first day was their sold-in number, sold into retailers.
Right.
So that really has no correlation to how many were actually bought. But still, there's a ton of copies floating around out there. Pretty much everybody's playing it. Do you think they'll be able to hold on to those people for a month, 2 months?
It depends on if those people are going to be playing multiplayer, because I would play those missions over and over in a hard difficulty with friends, because I had a great time playing with Mitch and Phil yesterday.
Yeah, that's key, and that's what I got to spend the weekend doing. If that stuff stays engaging, which I think it will, then yeah, it could be cool, and especially if they're dropping new stuff every week or every 2 weeks, and public events and stuff. I feel like the looting aspect might start to slow off a little bit. Now that as I'm getting toward the end here, I'm like, okay, well, what? I don't know. I don't know how long just finding new sniper rifles can keep you going, but
I mean, in any MMO, there's like there's a bell curve of gear. You find new gear all the time, and then the closer you get to the end of the end game, the less new gear you get. So,
right. I mean
that's kind of typical.
You hit level 20, and it opens up a whole new set of like currencies for you to get, and like to level up, because level 20 is the max level, but there are more levels. They're just different.
What's the story with that? I thought level 20 was max, but I think I might be wrong.
I don't know how it works, to be honest with you.
How it works is once you get to level 20, you stop getting level ups from EXP, and all of your level ups basically come from the kind of gear that you have. So the better gear you have, the more it basically puts your level at how strong you are with your gear. So like if your gear will let you handle like a level 24 enemy, then you'll be at level 24.
And you were saying in multiplayer, even if you're level 1, they balance it so that your guns are as strong as a level 22?
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I'm honestly not sure about that. It doesn't feel like it, does it?
Well, I think the way it works is you definitely are balanced in that everybody is on an equal playing field. Like you're not going to get one-shotted by somebody's assault rifle because they're a 20 and you're a 10, right? But at the same time, I think the bonuses that you unlock, the new grenades, the triple jump, stuff like that transfers over. So you do get a benefit in multiplayer from advancing your character. It's just not damage dealing.
That seems to be the way that it works in most MMOs, is that when you go into PvP, when they balance it, all they do is they basically bring your statistics up.
Yeah.
To like the max level, so everybody has the same statistics. But in your, like if a level 20 guy unlocks like 3 new abilities, you're the level 10 guy that's boosted won't have those new abilities. He just has the stuff that he has. So he's still at a disadvantage, just not from his stats being too low.
And I think you benefit from gear also, at least in as much as the upgrades that you can unlock, I think all that stuff transfers. You get benefits for bringing better gear and buying new weapons and stuff, but it's still Halo multiplayer at the base, right? So, or Halo style multiplayer, because it would be no fun at all if it wasn't, basically.
Yeah, I felt like I was ruining my stats by going into the Crucible at level 6.
Yeah, I mean,
but I was also passing the controller off to Jordan, who was not as good as me, and Morgan, who was better than me, so it kind of balanced out.
Yeah, the thing that's weird about the Crucible is I don't feel like there's any real good level balancing at all in there. Like, it's just a crapshoot. Whoever gets thrown in, which, on the one hand, like we were just saying, it doesn't matter necessarily because you're all even playing field as far as skill. But it's like jumping in against a bunch of guys in Call of Duty who have all the best weapons unlocked toward the end. You can still beat them potentially, but it's not easy. Right. It's weird that it's not balanced that way.
Well, so for now, Phil, I think we're going to have a review for Destiny early next week.
Yeah, I'm looking at Monday, I think, unless it turns out this weekend that there was really a ton of content and I have to get through it all. So
look for that on early next week. We'll have Phil's Destiny review up on the site, and I'm sure that Mitch, you and James are going to have some new videos too, I'm sure.
Well, right now I'm working on the golden chest location, so that's pretty much what I'm working on.
Coming
right now.
soon.
Ooh, I have a few new ones from Mars for you, Mitchell. Don't let me forget. I took some screenshots.
Oh, well, I mean, Kevin has already done a fantastic job of compiling directions to how to get there, so I've been pretty fine on that.
I did not realize that we had all that information already.
Yeah.
For those locations, there is a great post on gamefront.com where you can find all those locations. Mitch is just going to make the video for you so you don't have to even read.
Right. Those will be linked in the bottom, in the post below the podcast.
I made a tweet yesterday giving a shout out to Kevin on our written guide team because he is seriously the unsung hero of Gamefront. Like, for real. I was looking for a guide on how to find the gold chests, and like everywhere I went, like IGN has a thing that is like, go up these stairs and turn right, and it has like a picture of some nondescript stairs on Venus. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, everything looks the same in Destiny. I mean, it's gorgeous, but well, that's not fair. Not everything looks the same, but the areas are definitely very similar when you're in them. You know, you're walking through rooms and stuff. It can be hard to tell. I would
argue, in my experience, that a lot of the times it's the exact same place. It doesn't look the same. It is the same place.
Yes.
Over and over and over again. Maybe that changes later, but
it does.
Been in the same location.
In Venus, I feel like they spread it out a little bit. Mars feels fairly dissimilar, but Earth, the Cosmodrome, the first area you're in, it all looks the same. It's so hard to navigate. And why is there no map in this game?
Why is there no map? It's so crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, like, and then I went to I searched GameFront, and Kevin has a great series of detailed instructions. He tells you which missions have golden chests in them, rather than just saying you can find it in free roam. So yes, shout out to Kevin for doing an awesome job.
Yes.
So quickly.
So that's Destiny for now. That's what we know about it. That's what we think about it. If you have been playing it and you think we're crazy, which we might be, feel free to throw a comment on the post down there, and we'll definitely talk to you about it.
Yeah, and keep an eye out on the Twitch TV GameFront channel, because we'll probably be streaming through the weekend too.
Very much possible. Something else interesting that happened this week. Before Destiny came out, the news sort of leaked out, and of course it still hasn't been confirmed, that Microsoft was looking to buy Minecraft for, count 'em, $2 billion. With a B. $2 billion.
Did they have a pinky finger next to their lips?
I hope so. I really hope so. And we talked about this a little bit the other day. But I just had this picture.
I expect you to die.
I just got this picture in my head of Steve Ballmer, even though he's no longer at Microsoft, with his finger. It's perfect. Okay. And then there's been some more news come out, throughout the week, and it's not really, none of it has been confirmed. Mojang's not commenting on anything. Microsoft's
news lightly.
Yeah, I was doing finger quotes when I remembered it's a podcast. So, first they said, okay, $2 billion Microsoft's going to pay for Minecraft, which I totally would buy that. I believe that would happen. Then they said that Notch was not going to stay with Mojang if Microsoft bought it, which again, I totally believe. So let's talk about it for a second. I mean, we talked about it the other day, Phil. But I feel like it's totally plausible that Microsoft would buy Minecraft. It's a huge property, and like you said when we were talking about the timed exclusive for Rise of the Tomb Raider, that didn't make sense by itself. There's got to be more sort of, cogs in that machine, that exclusive machine. And this would be a big one. If Microsoft bought Mojang and 6 months down the road they announced Minecraft 2 Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah, there's a lot of concern when this rumor was first going around about what would happen to Minecraft on other platforms. Like Minecraft is currently on iOS, on Android, on PlayStation 4, on PlayStation 3, I think. And definitely on Vita.
It's on 3.
It's also on, it's on Xbox 360. It's sold more copies on console than it has on PC, where it originated. Yeah.
Are you joking?
No, for real.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a big deal, this Minecraft thing. It seems to be some sort of cultural phenomenon.
The only way to truly get a Minecraft experience is through the PC. I've played it on PlayStation 3, and I've played it on Xbox, and it just is, and I've played it on the tablets. You are not in a procedurally generated limitless place, which by default makes it not Minecraft.
Here's the thing, James. And when I say this, I'm not saying it to be insulting, but
okay, well, what do you say then?
Minecraft is a game for kids, and most kids play games on consoles rather than PCs. So that's why it's so much more successful on console.
Yep.
You want to know the thing that will really blow your mind? Minecraft has sold more copies, more mobile Pocket Edition than it has anything else.
Yeah, I'd buy that too.
Yeah,
21 million.
I'd buy that for $4.99.
Yeah, 21 million copies sold of Minecraft Pocket Edition. That's a that's a crazy
it's $4
number.
bucks.
It's $4.
Yeah.
The controls are terrible, but it's $4. Who cares?
Yeah, actually, I think it's $6 to be slightly
You
more
might be
accurate.
right.
I think it was $4 when I bought it. So
There you
see,
go.
I mean, look, I think everybody in this call owns Minecraft for mobile. So
I don't.
okay, well, everybody except that guy. But it's a huge thing, and Mitch made a great point, and I think this speaks to what Microsoft is thinking. Minecraft is at its core a game for kids, and if Microsoft could acquire Minecraft and could make Minecraft 2 and make it Xbox One exclusive, Phil, what would all the kids say to mom and dad?
Yeah, they'd say, "Go buy me
an Xbox One."
Yeah, exactly. And that's a giant win for Microsoft, who is clearly in the market for exclusives to sell consoles. I think Minecraft and a 54 million install base, user base, is an audience they want. And like I said, I don't think it's going to affect Minecraft as it stands right now. It would make no sense.
Well, I mean, think about it like this. It just came out today. The NPD numbers for August came out today. Xbox One nearly doubled the amount of consoles it sold in July.
Nice.
Right? Still got outsold handily by the PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys think that if a Minecraft 2 was announced, that it would be the biggest sequel in all video games?
If it was,
it certainly has the potential to be. I mean, what else has an audience like that?
I think if it's Xbox One exclusive, it does not have the potential to be the biggest sequel ever. I think it would still be big, but I mean, a lot of the people that play Minecraft on PC, if Microsoft announces an Xbox One exclusive, they're gonna make angry Twitter and Facebook posts, and then they're gonna not buy it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Microsoft still has a vested interest in PC games too. Not as big a one at all.
No, they don't.
Close.
No,
but
look, let's just put that to bed right now. Microsoft gives zero fucks about PC games. Okay, we just lay that on the table. None.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They've proven it. Every time Microsoft is like, we're going to reinvest in PC gaming. Games for Windows Live. They don't care. And honestly, they don't care because it's a minuscule market for them.
Yeah.
Microsoft makes their money off of corporate and government and things like that, and gamers are an afterthought at best. Not that I'm angry about that or anything.
No, that's fine.
That sounds pretty dark.
Yeah. Well, okay, so back to Minecraft.
Yeah.
The idea. So I don't think that this will have any effect on Minecraft as it stands right now. It would make no sense because if Microsoft acquires it, even if it is on competitor platforms, it's still a money stream that they have to do nothing to adjust.
Yeah,
they just have to collect money. Yeah. There might be less support for a lot of those other versions.
Oh yeah.
But
if they're going to do a Minecraft 2, I feel like that, the constant updating of Minecraft is going to slow way down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, and that's the thing. I feel like this only works if the next part is, and we're doing Minecraft 2, and what Minecraft 2 will be like an expansion in every way on Minecraft. So that's the one that's exclusive.
Yeah, it'll be the things James is talking about. It'll be a procedurally generated endless world on Xbox One.
That'll look like not garbage.
Yeah, just to put in perspective, only 2 games outsold Minecraft last month, according to NPD. Only 2 games. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls and Madden. That's it.
Fascinating.
I
mean, there's not a single other game that has 54 million units sold ever. Period. Right? Am I wrong?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay, yeah, good point.
World of Warcraft.
But that's your company. That's the company that you are in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in a list, that's a list you want to be on.
Yeah, there are 2 items on the list. One is World of Warcraft, and one is Minecraft.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what about Call of Duty?
As a franchise.
As a franchise, yeah, but not
an individual game.
I mean, any given Call of Duty sell what, like 10 million?
I think it's more than that. I feel like Call of Duty breaks records every time it releases.
Console games.
Well,
it does.
It's breaking records for the total Call of Duty has only sold 139 million copies total as a franchise.
Right.
But you got to remember that it's triple the price of Minecraft.
Yeah,
that's where it breaks the records. It's with money brought in, not numbers sold.
I mean, those sold 14.5 million copies. Black Ops 2 sold 24.2 million copies.
So it's shitload of copies sold, though. That's still a lot.
I'm not saying that's terrible. They only sold 20 million copies. They probably can only buy 2 gold-plated Ferraris.
Right. That's another really interesting comparison. We're talking about Minecraft again. Think about it. It's Minecraft has 54 million copies, and what? Black Ops 2, you said?
Yeah,
24.2. That's crazy. That is insane.
It's me. It's the one that will blow your mind. If you combine the sales of Modern Warfare 2, and World at War, it's Minecraft.
But at the same time, they've been selling Minecraft since before all those games came out.
No,
that's not true.
Yeah, I had Minecraft years ago. It must have come out in 2009, where you could start buying it in beta.
And World at War came out in 2008.
Oh, World at War. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking
came out before Minecraft.
Yeah, World at War was the one.
Yeah, but I was also not new when I got Minecraft originally.
Minecraft came out on May 17th of 2009.
That might have been when they released it, but it was definitely out before that for beta, because when I bought it...
When the alpha started.
The alpha started?
The version 1.0 release date was November 18th, 2011.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess maybe I did play it early on, but I had read I had read an article at the time where somebody had created some supercomputer inside of it.
Yeah.
Not super. I'm sorry. They had built something that could do calculations.
Yeah, the calculator. I remember that. You're like, that's the greatest thing ever. I have to do that. Then you went in there and spit
nothing, and then never touched it again until I was working for GameFront.
You bought it, went in there and spent 6 weeks trying to make your redstone door work, got pissed off, and left.
Not even. I think I played it on a work computer for a day and then never touched it again.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, I feel like it's not crazy to think Microsoft would buy Minecraft, and I'll be honest with you, I think Notch wants that. This is okay.
You think Notch wants it?
I do. Look, this is me. Okay, this is nothing he has said other than some vague references that don't really have anything to do with this situation. But I feel like Notch just wants to make games, and the sort of unexpected runaway success of Minecraft sort of not only took him by surprise, but turned him from a guy that made some games into a superstar that owned a company. You know what I mean? Had a big company and had to hire a lot of people. And he went from sitting in his house, working on a game in Java to probably making budgets and making HR decisions. And I feel like the guy just wants to make games. And he doesn't want to screw with all that. And hey, if he can sell Mojang to Microsoft for $2 billion, he probably gets a nice chunk of that in his pocket, and he can afford to sit around and work on whatever he wants to work on.
It's kind of jumping the shark and seeing if you can get any roles other than the fonts afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, if that's true or not, but that feels right to me. So, and obviously what feels right to me really matters in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, Ron, it matters to me.
Well,
it matters
to
me.
That.
Because you're my boss. So whatever you have to say, I'm here to listen.
Well, okay, so we'll wait and see what happens with Minecraft. I'm sure we're going to hear something one way or another pretty soon, just because somebody's going to either have to say, no, that's bullshit, or, hey, Microsoft just bought Minecraft. So, the other thing that went on this week, very exciting, Mitch went to the GameStop Expo.
I did.
And you got to play a couple of things that you were really looking forward to, so.
this was basically me making up for the fact that I didn't get to go to PAX. So I got to play all the games I wanted to play at PAX really bad, except for Salt and Sanctuary, which obviously, well, actually, not obviously, but it wasn't there. But yeah, I got to play Bloodborne finally, which I was super excited to play, and it ended up not disappointing me. It was really, really fun.
First time it was playable, wasn't it?
No, it was playable at PAX, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but there was a long line and we couldn't get into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I actually ended up being the only person at the con who beat that demo, and everyone like gave me a big like applause and high fives, and it was pretty cool.
So I wonder if that's the same demo they were talking about. I read something the other day where they said they were going to take that demo to Tokyo Game Show, and they thought no one would be able to beat it at the show.
I don't think it's the same. I think that's a different demo. I think this is the same demo that they used at E3.
Okay.
When the developers played through it.
Okay.
But yeah, Bloodborne was awesome. I mean, that was obviously my favorite thing that I played there. But I also got to play Mortal Kombat 10.
What?
Yeah. Huh? You could have gone, James.
And we stayed back to stream, and they ended up putting on front page the GameStop Expo. So he was looking back at me when I was checking the stream, but Andre Renee doing interviews on the front page.
Oh, that's
yeah.
I saw you on the front page at least a little.
Maybe they bumped us to there, but not when I checked.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to play Mortal Kombat 10, which
how was that?
Great. I mean, it's hard to talk about Mortal Kombat 10. Because it is very similar to Mortal Kombat 9, and it looks a lot better. It's Mortal Kombat 9, it's just prettier, more gory, and it has interactable environments, at least on a mechanical level. The big difference in Mortal Kombat 10 is that each character has 3 different styles that you can choose from when you select them, and the style that you choose affects what special moves they have, and it really affects how you play that character. So, like, for example, Kano has, like, a grappler fighting style where he has some moves that are aimed at, getting in close and... Oh, hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Sorry, my monitor just shut off all of a sudden. I thought my computer disappeared. Hold on. Okay. I had to readjust. Okay, so yeah, Kano has like a grappler style where he has to get in close and do grab moves. He has another one that's more projectile focused, like he has his laser eye, his knife throws, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's interesting. It basically takes the roster and multiplies it by 3, because each character has 3 different.
All right. Well, now that you've been talking about Mortal Kombat, I have to adjust. Hold on.
Yeah, and it was great because they had a universal code for fatalities. So everyone they told you how to do a fatality for every character. So you just had to figure out what the distance was. So I got to see all the fatalities for like Scorpion, Raiden, Cassie Cage, and yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
And then I also got to play Shadow of Mordor finally. I think I probably played the same demo that Phil played.
I played at PAX. It was good times.
Yeah, it's good times. That's the kind of game that like it's hard for me to really get a feel for at a convention, because the demo is like really massive, and I want to take my time with it, but at the same time, like I have this other person who they had a person from what is it? Is it Monolith?
Monolith. Yeah, Monolith.
They had a person from Monolith who was guiding me through everything and telling me, like, basically info dumping me on everything that I can do. And I kind of just wanted to, take it at my own pace. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. The combat really, really surprised me because it's a lot of fun. And the thing is that the reason why it's a lot of fun is because it is exactly like Batman's combat system. Like, everything feels exactly like Batman's in terms of the counters, the ability to pick a target and like leap to him and attack, and even like the rewards you get for getting your combo to a certain level. You get like press A and X to do a area of effect stunning thing, Y and B for a takedown. It's almost like kind of shameful the way they completely ripped off of Batman's combat system without any kind of variation.
Well, all I know is we really need Shadow of Mordor to be successful. Not so much because I care about Shadow of Mordor, but if Monolith can be successful enough to get a little autonomy, maybe they'll make another No One Lives Forever. That's really all I care about. So.
Yeah, and then I also got to play the new Call of Duty, which I think that was the first time that it was playable, unless it was playable at PAX. Do you know if it was playable at PAX?
I didn't play it at PAX.
I didn't look for it at PAX.
We didn't have anybody go, and I feel like that would have been a big oversight if it had been there. So I'm gonna hazard a guess and say it wasn't there.
I'll put it to you like this: if it was there, Activision didn't tell anybody. So.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I got to play Advanced Warfare. I got to play. I basically went back in the line after I did, so I got to play 4 rounds. And it was Call of Duty with very fast movement abilities. So take that for what you will. Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing the Defender game mode, which I believe is very similar to the mode in Unreal Tournament with the ball. You have to throw it through the hoop.
Bombing run?
Yeah, bombing run. It's very similar. So they start the 2 teams on, opposite sides of the map. They have a random drop point for a ball. You rush to pick up the ball, and then you have to run to essentially your opponent's end zone. And if you jump through the hoop, you get 2 points. If you throw it through the hoop, you get 1 point.
Yeah, it's bombing run.
Yeah. Exactly. And it made it a lot of fun because of the fact that you have these jump jets that you can use to try to outmaneuver your opponent. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was way more fun than the team deathmatch that we played also.
Okay. That's awesome. I'm still kind of stoked with that Call of Duty. I can't help it. I really want to play it, mostly just because I want to play Bombing Run again. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully Epic will put Bombing Run in the new Unreal Tournament they're working on, and I can do it that way. So,
yeah. And then really quick, I also played WWE 2K15, which was really disappointing.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't think it was ready to be shown yet, which is crazy because the game comes out like early October, but the build that they had was just riddled with bugs. There was slowdown. There was really painfully awkward commentary where, like, I threw someone into the turnbuckle and they said, "Wow, what a drop kick!"
Nice.
And I mean, it looked great. It was definitely felt like a next gen wrestling game in terms of visuals. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed.
That's not good because you always like those games.
I do, and I was really looking forward to 2K15 because it was it's the first time that I think no, it's actually the second time, but there were a lot of problems with 2K14 that I think would be easy to fix, and I don't think this game's going to fix any of them.
Well, it's good that we put the podcast off till Friday this week. We got to hear all about GameStop Expo, and we get to talk about one more really big thing that happened this morning, which is Rockstar has announced a release date for Grand Theft Auto 5 for next gen and PC.
Oh man, PC! I might actually finish it now.
Yeah, November 18th for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and January 27th for PC. No word yet on why the big delay for PC, but I'm sure it'll be something to do with piracy, or something like that. It's hard to say. But the really interesting thing is they're going to let you transfer your, they said, I think it's your GTA Online and Progression over to one of the new platforms. So you can move it to whichever one you buy it on. So it'd be entirely possible to transfer whatever you've done on, say, PlayStation 3 to the PC version. Which is kind of cool. Most important thing, though, forget about all those transfers and all that stuff. Nobody cares about that. you realize when this thing comes out on PC, the mod community is going to get a hold of it, and then it's Katie bar the door. So, I mean, I know, James, you played a ton of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I stopped because I wanted to make sure that, because I didn't realize they were going to let you transfer your saves, and I was like, man, this multiplayer's great, but I'm just going to wait until the new ones come out, and I thought it was going to happen a lot faster.
Yeah.
But now I'm debating, do I want to get the PS4 version, or do I want to get the PC version? The answer is I want the PC version, but I don't want to wait till January.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really get the delay there. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're going to come up with some really, meaningful technical...
I think it's because of people like me. I'm probably going to buy it on PS4 and then get it on PC.
Probably. I mean, that might be their reasoning behind it. And, I mean, just like James is proving, it's not bad reasoning. I mean, I don't want to wait 2 more months until PC comes out. I'll buy it on PlayStation 4 and play it till then,
Yeah.
So.
Which I'm just part of the problem, I guess. But...
That's right, James. You're part of the problem. This is the sort of thing that you're encouraging.
I know.
But I mean, what about you? I mean, Phil, would you buy it twice?
No.
Before you ask, no.
Sorry, no, I wouldn't. I just don't. I mean, I didn't really get grabbed by GTA 5.
Did you play the multiplayer?
No.
See, the multiplayer...
I got the game, so it was
that was a problem. It was broken when you got the game. But I thought the multiplayer was way better than the single player, and I liked the single player quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I don't know. I really felt like Ross Lincoln in his review of the game for us really nailed how I felt about it, which was that I didn't find it to be all that funny. I felt like a lot of the satire was kind of old out of touch dude makes satire, and it was yeah, that was funny 2 or 3 years ago, but we're kind of beyond it.
I think that they're becoming more adult. I don't think that their goal was to be that funny. I think that they recognize Saints Row has kind of picked up the funny side of that, and they're not dropping humor entirely, but the story's much darker and much more serious, and I think it's much relatable.
No, that's fair. And there were elements of it that I liked. I just, I don't know. I just didn't get grabbed by it, to be honest with you. At some point I was like, okay, I have something else to do, and I never went back. And I don't know. I didn't have the transcendent, wow, this is amazing experience that everybody else did, which is, whatever. I don't particularly like or dislike GTA in general. So I don't know. I have no desire really to go back and play with a bunch of douchebags. By that I mean the characters in the game, not other people. Whatever. Maybe I'll read a wiki about it like Destiny.
Still going full
circle
circle.
has been completed.
Yeah. Well, before we go, just a reminder, we've got a whole bunch of new Twitch shows on our Twitch channel now. On Mondays, Mitch is playing MOBAs. I think you played Smite this week.
Yep.
Which, by the way, that got me to install Smite, and I found out I'm really bad at that MOBA too. On Tuesdays,
it's a lot of fun.
It is fun. I had a good time with it. I'm just not good at it. On Tuesdays, Phil is playing horror games for Horoscope Plays. He was playing.
Probably not Silent Hill 2 anymore.
Probably not Silent Hill 2 anymore. He was playing Silent Hill 2, but some technical difficulties cropped up, and
it's brutal, you guys. It's brutal. I'm gonna spend some time this weekend and see if I can't get it working again. But at this point, I don't know how to move on from this.
The technological problems are such that the cutscenes don't really work, and the game occasionally freezes up, and sometimes the sound loops. And honestly, without the cutscenes and stuff, the game's just not really as fun.
That's exactly it. We can get around a lot of these technical issues, but if we can't get the story, then there's no point to playing Silent Hill anymore, unfortunately, because that's such a big part of what I wanted to get out of it, and why I wanted to do a run through Silent Hill 2 was to play through the narrative, and without it, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm so sad.
Of course, Wednesdays are the GameFront Gauntlet. on our Twitch channel. You don't want to miss that. It's always been fun. I'm not sure what we'll be playing next week, but I'm sure that there will be shenanigans galore. Thursday is our grab bag day, where whoever's streaming will just grab a game. It might be something out of their Steam backlog. It might be something new that we just got. It could be anything. It's just we're going to play some games and have a good time, and you can watch with us.
I just got Devil May Cry 3 on Steam for $5.
Oh.
So if I get to do the grab bag stream on Thursday, we're going to be playing some Devil May Cry 3.
And then Friday is retro games. These guys are going to play retro games. Their retro games are much newer than my retro games, but I can't get my Atari 2600 to work with Twitch. So, and yes, I have a working Atari 2600 hooked up in my house. Leave me alone. But those are our shows for the week. All of them will start at 12 noon Pacific time and run for a couple of hours. Anytime you want to stop in, watch for a little while, say hi. We'd love to have you come by. One thing I will mention that just came out a few minutes ago this morning is that Twitch is publicizing that there are some new phishing attempts popping up on Twitch.
Yeah. And
if you see a link in chat that says CSGO prize, don't click that.
In fact, don't click any links in a Twitch chat.
It will install malware on your computer and compromise your Steam account. Now, what we're going to do after we finish recording this podcast is we're actually going to disable hyperlinks in the GameFront channel's chat through the Twitch settings. You can do that if you have a Twitch channel. You can block hyperlinks. So if you see a link in our Twitch channel after today, it will be something that one of our staff has posted. Because no one else should be able to post links in there. But even then...
And you can totally trust us.
Yes, we're perfectly safe. Safe. We're the people your mom told you to trust.
And we have candy.
Candy.
Probably that link will dispense candy from your computer.
It very well might. If you click that link, your disk drive will open and candy will come out. So... just be careful out there. Don't get your Steam accounts compromised because you clicked something silly on Twitch. That said, go subscribe to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/gamefront. Watch all of our nonsensical videos and have a good time with us. Head over to Twitter and follow us at GameFrontCom. And of course, you can check out all of our written content, articles, news, reviews, and other fun things over at the official site, gamefront.com. We want to thank everybody for listening. Once again, we've got the amazing video team of Mitchell Saltzman.
That's me.
And James Heaney.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Senior Editor Phil Hornshaw.
Yo.
I'm the Managing Editor of GameFront, Ron Whitaker. I want to thank everybody for listening. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.